Okay, so I'm not an expert, but this is the process that I use to do my hair. Obviously, I usually do this first step in the shower. Obviously, I didn't just get out of the shower. Spare you all that. So I'm going to use a little spray just to make sure it's really wet. Never brush curly hair when it's dry, unless you want a big afro, which can be fun. But if you want it to be nice and curly, then don't. So when I'm in the shower, I bend my head over like this, and I brush from the top of my head out. Just makes it so it's a little more even when I dry it. And then I flip it over and I brush from the nape of my neck, you see that there, back out. If you don't do that second step, it kind of makes it a little funky underneath. I don't know why, but okay. Then I use this. This is my current favorite, Bob Professionals, for mousse. I like products. I use a fair amount. When I had longer hair, I just barely cut my hair a couple months ago. For the first time ever, so this is kind of different for me, but I used a lot more, if you can believe it, when I had long hair. So sometimes I kind of wipe it on there first, and then I scrunch it. You want to have as much in the hand, as much hair at a time in the hand as you can, just because it makes the curls a little bigger and less frizzy. And then the gel that I like to use is this LA Looks. It's Extreme Sport. It says Mega Extreme Hold. Don't let that scare you thinking that it would be crunchy, because it's really not. But this is the kind I like the best. You can see I use a fair amount of that as well. And I kind of wipe it on there again. That just kind of makes it so that it's more even. And then I scrunch it some more. You want to get that product all the way through the hair as much as possible. And then I don't do any drying of my hair until this point. Because the wetter it is, the more evenly everything kind of distributes. So at this point I'll take my towel and scrunch it. You want to be careful not to rub your towel on your curls. If you rub it on your curls, then you're going to end up with some very frizzy curls. You really don't even want to dry it very much. Just enough to get like the excess moisture out so that it doesn't take you years to dry your hair. When my hair was longer, it was about halfway down my back. And when it was that long, it took me about 20 minutes to dry it. Now that it's shorter, it only takes me like 15, so that's kind of nice. Then I hairspray. This is the kind I use now, Bob. I don't use expensive stuff because I use a lot, and I've used expensive stuff and it doesn't seem to make a huge difference to me. So this is Max Hold. I used to use their Flexi Hold, which they don't make anymore, but this actually isn't crunchy. You would think it would be, but so I actually put probably about 20 squirts on the front and 20 squirts on the back. So it's a fair amount hairspray. Then it's diffusing time. I use a diffuser like this. I've heard them called Euro style diffusers. Anyway, it's with the long comb. I'm showing you a new one that I just bought. I'm going to use my old one. It kind of falls apart. They hook on like this. Mine actually doesn't hook on very well, but that's because it's really old. So, and then you diffuse. When you diffuse, it's really important. I'll just show you this part without it on so you can hear me. You want to take a big chunk of hair and go up, and then I hold it in place. Oops, sorry. And then I hold it in place here probably for about 30 seconds at least. And I do kind of tiny, tiny little circles before I move to a new section. When you move to each section, you want to make sure that you're really slow about it. What you don't want to do is this. This is what a lot of people do with diffusers. They just go really fast. That just makes really big hair, and it makes your curls separate more. So you actually want to do it slower. So you just kind of do it really slow, and the only reason I even move it at all is just so it doesn't burn my head. So I just move it in really small circles as I do it. But don't do it really fast like that. And like I said, it's in each section for about 30 seconds. I do the first half of my head with my hair down. Once I've gone over everything, then I flip it over and I do the same thing. Like I said, holding it in place for about 30 seconds with my hair up, or with my head up, and then I kind of, sometimes will go over it a couple times that way. And so I will dry it and then come back.